What's going on, everybody? It's Nick Payne with Facemask Fantasy, and before I begin, just a quick announcement. The second version of my 2022 redraft draft plan is officially available. It's the second link in the description of this video, just a simple click and download. You can also find it on our website at facemaskpod.com. I have player breakdowns for 150 different players and positional strategy based on how your draft may unfold. This is a living draft plan that I'll continue to update throughout the preseason as camp battles unfold and injuries take place. Be sure to check back for updates as I help you build the optimal team for you to win your redraft leagues. And as we move into redraft for 2022, we'll continue to profile some players and how we feel about them ahead of the season. If there's any one player you want us to profile, let us know in the comment section and we'll be sure to cover him. Up today, Steelers rookie running back Jaylen Warren. Warren went undrafted out of Oklahoma State, landing in a backfield that also boasts Najee Harris, Benny Snell, and Anthony McFarland. Harris is in one of the few situations left in the NFL where you can truly expect a workhorse role for a single player. Under Mike Tomlin, Pittsburgh running backs have an average fantasy finish of RB5 for the season. So while there might be some durability concerns with Harris following a 381-touch season, we know he's the guy, and that's not changing anytime soon. Snell offers some short yardage and tough mutter abilities, while McFarland has a bit more elusiveness to his game. Both certainly have their roles as change of pace options whenever Najee needs a breather, but it's probably fair to say both have reached their ceiling in the league. It should be noted the team also had depth options in Master Teague and Jeremy McNichols rostered throughout the summer. However, both unfortunately suffered season-ending injuries, so the competition for the Steelers' third and fourth spots in the backfield has narrowed. This brings me to Warren, who has reportedly shown out in Steelers camp. He's got a fearless attitude when it comes to contact. He can break tackles and has shown he can catch the ball a little bit. What might separate him as far as his opportunity to earn a roster spot has been his ability on special teams and pass protection. Those factors are crucial for running backs on the edge of the roster bubble. Warren has shown a willingness to contribute in both areas. He's still listed as fourth on the team's depth chart, but by all accounts, he's outperformed Snell and McFarland in training camp. So who is Jaylen Warren? Will he make the Steelers roster with a chance to be the back to own in the event something happens to Najee Harris? Warren stands at 5'8" and weighs about 215 pounds. So while he's a bit on the smaller side in stature, he makes up for it with his stocky frame. He rewrote the state of Utah's record books when he ran for 3,099 yards and 38 touchdowns in his senior year of high school. Yeah, you heard that right. Over 3,000 rushing yards in a single season. His entire offensive line went Division I, but still pretty damn good. Warren's collegiate career started at Snow College, where he ran for 1,000 yards in back-to-back seasons before latching on with Utah State in 2019. As a backup, Warren played in 12 games for the Aggies, totaling 112 carries for 569 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. He also chipped in 15 catches for another 182 yards. Those are good for 5 yards a carry and over 12 yards per catch. He played in 3 games in 2020 before opting out and transferring to Oklahoma State for his senior collegiate season. And in 14 games for the Cowboys, Warren carried the ball 256 times for 1,216 yards and 11 touchdowns. He also totaled 25 catches for 225 receiving yards, earning an honorable mention all-conference selection. It wasn't enough for him to hear his name called on draft day, but he seems to be playing with a huge chip on his shoulder this summer. Not only is he welcoming contact, which is his bread and butter, but he's showing some shiftiness to his game. In the preseason, Warren leads all rookies in avoided tackle rate by a significant margin. It's not inconceivable he leapfrogs Snell or McFarland on this depth chart, as he's apparently showing off he can bring versatility to the table in a way that the other two cannot. His redraft ADP has not risen above the top 200, and outside of the deepest of dynasty leagues, he probably wasn't on anyone's radars. But he's worth keeping an eye on, especially if you roster Najee Harris. As I mentioned earlier, Harris's role as the Steelers' clear-cut RB1 is going nowhere. But Warren should be a speculative add to your taxi squad in Dynasty, and kept in mind as a waiver wire add if you draft Najee in 10 and 12 team leagues. Honestly, if you can flip him for a couple of late-round picks in Dynasty, that's probably a solid investment if you don't have Najee rostered. Always consider capitalizing on whatever hype someone as intriguing as Warren is able to create. As for redraft, he might not stick on your roster through the early part of the season if you give him a look, but keep an eye on the Steelers' depth chart and roster cuts as the final preseason week approaches. If he moves up from the number 4 spot, he just might be worth a last round pick in your redraft league if you end up drafting Najee as well. That's a very quick look at a potential outlook for Jaylen Warren's 2022 season. What do you guys think? Put any thoughts in the comment section you have below, and we can have a conversation about this. We also host live streams on our channel all off-season long at 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Come hang out, come get any questions answered you may have, or feel free to bring up any general fantasy topics you wish to discuss. Till then, this is Nick with Facemask Fantasy. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening.